The dark side and the intro to the heist. FIFA wants you to believe that the World Cup is the ultimate display of pure, unadulterated sport. But years ago, the beautiful game was systematically broken. In the summer of 2002, the world witnessed what is widely considered the biggest heist in football history. A tournament so deeply controversial, so visually shocking, that it forever stained the reputation of world football. And with the upcoming World Cup just around the corner, FIFA is desperately hoping you'll forget exactly what happened in Japan and South Korea. This is the dark side of the 2002 World Cup, and the chilling reasons why a robbery of this scale can never happen again. The execution of Italy and a criminal referee. To understand the gravity of the situation, you have to understand the teams. Italy arrived at the tournament with a literal legendary roster featuring players like Totti, Del Piero, Buffon, and Maldini. They were the heavy favorites. But in the round of 16, they faced the co-hosts, South Korea. What followed was not a football match. It was a tactical execution. The man in charge of the whistle was an Ecuadorian referee named Byron Moreno. From the opening minutes, the refereeing choices defied logic. South Korean players were allowed to fly into tackles, even visibly kicking Italian defender Gianluca Zambrotta and fracturing the nose of another player, with zero consequences. No red cards. Barely any fouls called. Then came extra time. Francesco Totti was tripped inside the penalty box. A clear, undeniable penalty for Italy. Instead, Byron Moreno ran over, blew his whistle, and gave Totti a second yellow card for diving. Italy's star player was sent off. Minutes later, Italy scored a perfectly legal golden goal to win the match. The linesman raised his flag for offside. Except, replays immediately showed he was easily 2 yards onside. South Korea went on to score and eliminate Italy. But the story doesn't end there. Years later,
10 years later,
referee Byron Moreno was suspended in Ecuador for fixing a domestic match. And later on, he was arrested at JFK Airport in New York with 6 kilograms of heroin hidden in his clothes. The man who decided the fate of Italy's greatest generation was a literal criminal. The Spanish robbery and erasing football giants. If Italy was an isolated incident, the world might have looked away. But just days later, South Korea faced Spain in the quarterfinals. This time, an Egyptian referee named Al Gandur was holding the whistle. And the script was exactly the same. Spain completely dominated the match. They scored a header, disallowed by the referee for an imaginary shirt pull. Then, in extra time, Spanish winger Joaquin crossed the ball perfectly to Fernando Morientes, who headed it into the net. Game over, Spain wins. But once again, the linesman's flag went up. The referee claimed the ball had crossed the goal line for a goal kick before Joaquin made the cross. The television replays flashed across millions of screens worldwide, revealing the brutal truth: the ball never even touched the white line. It was fully inside the pitch. Spain was robbed of 2 completely legitimate goals and was eventually knocked out on penalty shootouts. 2 football giants, systematically erased in less than a week. So, why did this happen? Was it just bad refereeing? To find the answer, you have to follow the money. At the turn of the millennium, FIFA was desperate to break into the massive, untapped Asian market. Football was popular, but it wasn't a multi-billion-dollar religion like it was in Europe or South America. To spark a financial boom, the host nation needed a miraculous, historic run. On top of that, the head of the South Korean Football Association, Chung Mong-jun, was a billionaire and a candidate for the country's presidency. The success of the national team was directly tied to political power and unimaginable corporate sponsorships. The momentum was too big to fail, and the referees became the perfect tools to ensure the script was followed.